Hello, welcome back, everybody. Everybody on this level of the totem pole, upper level, lower level, everybody, welcome. Um, I wanted to finish talking about a 2005 visit to this place. Stop. Um, Basically, I didn't know anything about the Vatican or the Pope that much, but before my family called the police on me, I was doing some other things at the house before the police came to get me to take me to the place where I was looking at all the instructions, really weird. And before all that, at the house, the Bible, I had, I don't know, it looked like somebody scratched out some verses in the Bible. And at the time, my children had a globe. One of my children had a globe in their room that talked and did all these things. And I went and got the globe and put it on the couch. I'm sorry, I put it on the floor because I was sitting on the couch and I put my feet on it like it was my footstool. Um, I thought, let me see, 2005, I went outside and I asked a guy if the moon was real because I think I had saw the Truman Show, and the Truman Show really kind of pushed me to the edge. So I started going outside asking regular people if the sun was real. And stop September. And they didn't know. They didn't answer. So that was really weird. But those are some of the things that happened. Um, Popeyes was involved too, some kind of way. I thought they were on fire down there. I thought everywhere was on fire. And so then, after the police took me to the place, and after I left the place, they took me to the place where I met the guy. I was laying hands on people. Whatever medicine they had me on, I kept talking. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I meant to talk about the Vatican. So the other thing I had did before the police, um, I worked at City Hall for some years, and I knew phone numbers in my head, like the back of my hand, to different places. And I called the Cardinal's office in D.C. It was this guy I had a contact with, and I was asking him about the Vatican. I was asking him about the popes or people who were buried there, if it was fire under them. I asked if it was water or fire, and he said fire. And I hung the phone up. And I was reading things out of the Bible really loud. Um, I was scaring my cousins at the time. They didn't know. They were trying to cook out in my backyard, trying to do, I guess, quote unquote normal things. And I thought the hot dogs, I thought they were all dicks, penises. I thought the crabs, I thought the food was different things. I didn't think it was the food that it was. Um, just things like that. And I thought my house was the dead house on the street, like it was the only house. Um, like yeah, like I don't know, like it was in hell or something. It was really, really strange. But so in the place, I was laying hands on people. I was talking about heaven, how better things are gonna be. At the time, I didn't know heaven was a counterfeit, and at the time, I didn't know it was different heavens. Um, but the medication, um, whatever I was taking, I kept saying, "Give me the Vatican medicine, Vatican medicine," and that's when I got introduced to Joyce Meyer. I wasn't watching Joyce Meyer and them yet, but I had got introduced to her through a book, through one of the other patients who I had got into an argument with, who finally pulled out this book and tried to make peace with me. And so that's how I started watching the TV Evangelist. I think I had gone ahead of myself there. But so the whole thing in 2005. I'm not sure, again, what was trying to come through, what was trying to open my eyes, what something or someone wanted me to see. I'm not sure. But that was it for 2005, basically. If I remember anything, I will bring it back up. But 2009 wasn't good either. Um, a lot of things happened in 2009, and I might skip some things because I can't remember all the things. But I don't know. I was demanding this guy to get off of the phone. It was payphones were out then, and he was on a payphone across the street from my house, down the street, and across. And it was time for the judgment. I'm demanding him to get off the phone, and so I want to announce to the world what's the first country we could start with the judgment. So, and then um, I pick up the receiver on the payphone, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna start with Iraq. At the time, I didn't know about Iraq that much in terms of Mesopotamia, Sumer, and Babylon. I didn't know why Iraq was first on my list for the judgment. I didn't know who I thought I was. Um, I was walking around the neighborhood, um, talking about all these machines in my body. Like I felt as though I had machines in my body, and I was walking around the neighborhood from time to time, uh, picking out people who was not going to hell. Crazy shit. Looking through the photo album, picking out people and shit. There was a particular time I was sitting out on the porch, and sitting out on the porch, and I wouldn't come in the house. I thought my oldest son at the time, I thought he was gonna turn into an ugly monster. Then I thought it was hell. Then I thought a big, gigantic, ginormous snake was coming up out of the ground on my right, and then it was a big bush in front of the house at the time. I thought this bush was talking to me. I hadn't taken anything. This was just all like coming through. Oh my God, yes, I forgot something about 2005, the spaceship shit. The guy I met, okay, right? So the guy I had met, I thought I thought we were going to heaven on a spaceship. And so he left me a note, had all these numbers on it. I didn't understand it at the time. And I was like, we need 12. I didn't know it was 24 elders. What did I want these 12 white robes for? They were for somebody. At the time, I thought it was for the disciples. And I was like, we need to get the white robes for them. And then the guy, he bought me and him, he bought us some watches, his and her watches. I put on the watch because I thought this had something to do with the spaceship that was coming to get us. And we were going to take these robes to the elders or the disciples. So next thing I know, I'm down in my basement. I don't know where I was. And I came down there and it was these long, big white T-shirts. They were T-shirts, but they were like, say the 3X, and they were really long. It was 12 of them. This nigga actually, and I didn't. I thought we would actually get ready to get on a spaceship and go to heaven. Or at the time, I thought it was heaven, but I wasn't really sure where. But I didn't know how we were going to get on the spaceship. I didn't know we were already on the spaceship, aka Earth. But so yeah, that happened too. I thought we were gonna take off. Um, but in 2009, back to that, I also saw like the end of the physical earth on TV and different things. Like, I had called my grandmother up. I was like, I don't think we're going to make it. I think, the end is coming now and shit like that. And next thing I know, some of my family was up from down south, you know, and they walked through the door. I'm not looking at their faces. I'm looking at the bottom part of the door because I'm looking down, and I see hoofs coming through the door, not people feet, hoof feet. I thought my family had my body on my dining room table in my house, rearranging shit inside my body. I thought we were in Africa because I thought I heard African music outside. People were playing bongos and drums and shit. And the forensic files, I was really into forensic files at the time. And I was just thanking all the people in forensic files for solving all these murders. And I kept watching the movie The Fifth Element. By the way, Lilu in The Fifth Element, that grand solar event, that thing, that big light, that gamma ray burst, she's not going to be able to stop that. Whatever they come up with from another dimension and bring it back to life to try to stop this grand solar event, it's not going to happen. That shit going to go straight through her fucking face. Or whatever it is they're going to try to get to stop it. But yeah, so I kept watching that movie. And it's like I had something to do with that movie. I don't know what, though. I just kept watching The Fifth Element over and over. Just a lot of weird things. The bus came to pick up my younger son for school. And, school buses have words on them. So the bus pulls up. I don't see no words on the bus. So I think the bus is fake. So I don't let my son go to school that day. My neighbor is trying to feed me some breakfast, and I'm trying to go over there to get the breakfast. When I go to her door, when she comes to the door, her face looks, this part looked like a demon, like she was turning into a demon. It was like it started right here, and then it started going all up her face, like turning into a demon and shit. Then, I don't know, my oldest son and my daughter, I don't know where they were. I think they were with some of my cousins. And my youngest son was with me for some reason. And he saw me. His room door came off. His bedroom door came off. It was like a demon or some kind of entity was going through the house, and his room was disorganized. Something was throwing me into my wall. I was in the hallway. Well, there's 2 bedrooms this way, 2 bedrooms this way in the hallway. So, in the bathroom. So, something was throwing me really hard into the wall and then really hard to the floor because I had like all these marks on my face. All this part of my face was marked up, and my little son is witnessing this. And I don't know what I did in his room or what was going on in his room, but the door was hanging off. I'm walking outside thinking that my eyeballs are on fire and my hair is on fire. It says something in the Bible about something about hair being on fire. No, their tongues are going to melt and their eyes are going to melt in their sockets or something like that. Anyway, I thought it was happening to me. I thought revelation was happening to me. That, somehow or another I was the devil or I was God. It was one of them. I don't know, because I also kept playing Love Jones. It was a part of the movie where they were at a gathering, Lorenz Tate and Nia Long, and the girl was like, Bill Bellamy was like, what if God was a woman? She put the dick right there, or something like that. But she said, God is a woman, honey. And I just kept playing it like, is God really a woman? Is God a woman? And then my children went to church. All this was happening now before I went to the hospital again. But all this was happening. My children went to church. And I didn't want to go because I didn't think the pastors were real people. I didn't know about clones and stuff at that time either. But I didn't want to go because I thought they were not real. And also, so when I got to the hospital, no, also my son's friends, they was selling weed. I was buying weed from them. And I had put some chairs in the living room in front of the TV. And I had opened the back door. We had a screen door. I opened that door and put the thing on it. Opened the front door, opened the screen real wide. And so my son and his friends came back when they came to bring the weed. Like, why the doors open like that? Who is he? Why are these chairs out like this? And I'm like, I'm waiting for the devil, waiting for Satan to come. And this is what hell is going to be like. I'm trying to show them what hell is going to be like. And that, and that, I'm going to leave this money for people in hell because this money is not real. I'm going to leave this money. I had like $100 and some on my dresser. And then I got the weed, and my son's friends, they really didn't know what was going on or what was up. And this man was outside cutting the grass, but it wasn't grass. He was cutting the sidewalk. It was cement, just stupid shit going on like that. Then I get to the hospital. My aunt takes me. Seemed like it took 5 years to get there. She kept going around in circles and shit. Then me, her, and the doctor or somebody at admissions. I'm telling you, I was on a spaceship, young. I saw all the buttons. I saw where it was docked, and every time I kind of was tired because I just been up constantly, and I would doze off and come to, and then I would see all the buttons and look at my aunt and look around, and I heard noises. Like, I don't know. I've never been in space. I think we're actually in space. If you ask me, we are in space already. Our cars are little baby rockets, flying cars, because if it was no matter here, that's what would be up. In those streets and stuff. We are in space. But anyway, I thought we were on a spaceship. And every time somebody flushed the toilet, like we were in the spaceship was over here, the hospital part was over there, the dark part was right there. But it had some bathrooms. It was like a lobby or something. And every time the toilet flushed, it sounded like a scary voice. It sounded like the devil. And then when I finally got admitted, I got on my knees and bowed down to some people at a table because I thought I was in hell. And I was getting ready to give my testimony, all kinds of shit. And I met a guy again. I don't know. People will, dudes, I guess they'll try to fuck. It doesn't matter what's going on. They just try to do it. He was trying to get me to come in his room. Anyway, I thought the devil was there because this guy, he was albino, but he had the devil carved in the back of his head. And I just thought I was in hell, and I don't know why. Why does hell have to do with all my wake up calls? Um, I saw a demon on top of the building. Um, it was grayish, ugly, had wings, it had horns, but it was looking at me. I'm looking out the window because I don't know. I looked out the window for like 4 or 5 days, and it was just all gray, nothing moving. I thought everything was fake, shampoo, soap, just everything fake. I wasn't eating the food, none of that shit. Um, when I first walked in the room when I got admitted, I thought I was in a graveyard and like people were in the bed and they were lifting up like they were zombies and going back down and lifting up. They found weed on me and my bra. I didn't even know I had the weed with me. It was just really strange, and I'm gonna talk more about it at another time. I just wanted to get it out that, I don't know. I'm waiting on the devil now, like I said, whether it's a female or a male or whatever it is, I'm waiting on it to confront it. I want to know what the deal was. There are other players, Azazel, there's other people that's supposed to be trapped in some mountains and some ice. I say Antarctica, that's why they're trying to melt it. Or I don't know what the fuck they doing in Antarctica. You know what I'm saying? But Something's been trying to make contact with me. How did I come to be Supreme Magnetar? Clues. With all the research, you know, something pointed me to this particular star system, this type of star. Um, Something pointed me towards it. I knew nothing about Magnetars, nothing about nothing, but I've learned a lot in the last 2 years, and um, I appreciate y'all listening, and peace.